What is up, beautiful people of the internet? I go by the name of Wesley, and today we are reacting to Casually Explained High School by, I know this will shock you, but it's by Casually Explained. It's in the title. But regardless, this is a video that I, for one, am very much looking forward to. Because I am just a few years away from getting my AARP card. If you don't know what that is, be glad, because it means that you're young still. But I'm old. I'm practically ancient. Me and Satulu are like homies. I'm so old. And this is something, I still don't understand high school. I went to high school, I graduated over 10 years ago at this point. And I'm still confused about it, so Casually Explained, please elucidate me. I would have used that word correctly if I understood high school. So subscribe down below for more reactions. Let's hit it.
Now, the whole point of high school is pretty simple. It's 4 years of exposure therapy for your host of teenage insecurities, mixed in with a few facts about cell division.
Fair.
During this time, you're trying to answer the important mortal questions in life, like, who am I? Who are my true friends? What do I want to contribute to the world?
I feel like we all get one fact from high school, and that's that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. That's about all I took from it. I had crippling insecurities in high school, too.
What does a boob feel like?
What does a boob feel like?
You'll likely never find the answer to. So, one thing everyone tells you in high school is to be yourself. But the problem is when you're 16, pretty much the only thing you care about is trying to be like everyone else.
Fair.
Nevertheless, what they really mean is you should go out and pursue the things that you enjoy so you can figure yourself out. The problem is that during high school, other kids can be harsh and judgmental and make you feel like the hobbies and activities you enjoy make you lame and uncool.
It's funny because you see the dude in the back here? He's rocking, I'm one to talk. My facial hair is looking pretty garbage at the moment. But did you guys there were two kids at my school who always grew mustaches and they shouldn't have been growing. Don't get me wrong. I feel like in a few years they would have been able to grow a damn fine, dandy mustache. But they would try to grow it and it really looked bad. It was scruffy. It wasn't coming in thoroughly. And I would just be like, dude. Now I'm a hater. Now I'm making fun of a high schooler who couldn't grow a mustache well enough to my standards, but yeah.
Fortunately, this completely changes when you're an adult because people are lonely and keep their thoughts to themselves. When you're in high school, your mind is young and impressionable, and therefore incapable of nuance. If someone laughs at your joke, now you're the class clown. If your crush gets a boyfriend, now you're alone forever. And if some kid makes fun of your Skechers, time to start writing the manifesto. As a teenager, this is the first time you really start to build a personal identity for yourself. And in high school, this is pretty low resolution. Athlete, jock, stud, gamer, whatever you prefer to call yourself. As you probably know, a lot of adults tell you that high school doesn't really matter, so you should just enjoy it. And that's true in the sense that there are hundreds of people you're never going to see again, so you do get a hard reset on the time you said orgasm instead of organism, or when you're in geography class and mispronounce Niger. But what that doesn't mean is that you shouldn't care about high school, because unresolved experiences and insecurities from your youth can affect you for your entire life. For example, one time I got rejected by a girl, and now I have 200,000 Reddit karma.
Cause and effect. Clearly. I remember the stupidest interaction I had with a girl in high school was I had this big crush on this girl who sat next to me in math class, and we were doing a pizza party, and she was like, are we going to tip the delivery driver? But nobody heard her. So me and my infinite wisdom, I was like, you know what? I'm going to spark something. We're going to have something in common. And I was like, guys, are we going to tip the delivery driver? And then she turned to me with this big smile on her face and she was like, that's what I was wondering. And I swear I stared at her right dead in the eyes. I made that expression for 3 minutes until her smile, her cheer, it faded and she thought, what the hell is wrong with this kid? And turned away. And to this day, I don't know if we tipped the delivery driver because I just died. I blacked out.
Now, a lot of teenagers think they're invincible, but I personally didn't get that at all. I remember kids were doing drugs, getting girls pregnant, and fucking up the rest of their lives while I was at home studying videos of how to order at Subway. It is true, though, that no matter what, you are going to do a lot of stupid stuff in high school, and this is because your brain hasn't fully developed yet. In fact, science has shown it isn't until the age of 25 that your brain finally starts to develop. Until then, it's just empty space inside your skull, with stolen mannerisms and personality traits bounce around aimlessly until they randomly pop out during conversation in response to anxiety. Of course, during high school, you mostly finish going through puberty, which means you unfortunately stop growing in both height and length. Through the process of puberty, your body becomes fully biologically capable of reproducing. You know, just in case. Now, one of the most important things in high school is dating, because for most people, that's when you have your first relationship.
For most people.
The thing is, it can be really scary asking someone out because you've never done it before, but it's really a pretty straightforward process. All you have to do is glance at your crush during class every now and then, make eye contact at some point, and then you just fantasize about your relationship for the next 3 years until they start dating someone else.
That hits a little too close to home. Not going to lie to you guys.
The good news is that by the end of high school, you've been around your classmates for nearly a quarter of your whole life.
Oh, yeah,
so
it's
everyone
gross.
has already made their mind up if they like you or not. So the fear of getting rejected really doesn't make any sense in this context, because if you ask someone out and they say, ew, no, it's not like they just decided that the moment you asked them out. They've been thinking that for years. In general, dating is difficult in high school because when you're a teenager, you don't really have any life experience, so there's not much to talk about. And you might be thinking, well, what if we go on a date, but they don't like me for who I am? Like, bruh, when you're 16, you don't either, so just leave it to your mutual fear of dying alone. One of the best parts of high school is graduating, because you think to yourself,
Oh, there's the facial hair
I was
kid
really
again.
stupid those last 4 years. Glad I finally get it now. And yeah, that's going to keep happening, so I highly recommend you keep that in mind literally all the time.
That really, I know that's corny, but it's true. I think every 4 years or so, I look back and I think, damn, 4 years ago, I was an absolute moron. But it happens every 4 years. I feel like if it stops happening for you, that means you've done something wrong and you've stopped developing. Hopefully, right? Because you want to continue to grow and become better and more mature and more wise and even just, you know, like grow as a person, be into more things, learn more about the things that you're into already. And like I look back and I'm like, man, when I was 24, I was an idiot. And I hope when I'm 32, I'll look at myself now and be like, dude, that kid was a moron. That kid was an idiot.
Now, one of the worst experiences you'll get after you graduate is looking back at missed opportunities. You'll run into a girl you had a crush on years later, and she'll be like, honestly, I thought you were so cute in high school. And you'll be like, oh,
She says in high school.
tell me. And she'll be like, well, I am telling you now. And you'll be like, oh, but I needed to know then.
But
you waddle away
she's
sadly.
hitting on you now.
What is genuinely good news about graduation is that you finally finished the tutorial and have begun the rite of passage into adulthood, where your path first splinters and differentiates itself from your classmates. Some of your friends will go into computer science at university because they want to become as
The
charismatic
patchy, beardy
as Mark
kid
Zuckerberg.
probably
Some of your
won't
friends
do
will
that.
go into trades so they can afford to live and make more trades. And some of your friends will say, I want to take a gap year and travel, which means I want to have sex with Europeans. So whatever your dream, just know that you have a long life to achieve it, so no need to worry about finding a hot German girlfriend on your first try. And there's just one thing to remember when you leave high school and choose your path into the future. It's that student loans follow you forever
That's
and are legally
fact.
unforgivable, even under the circumstance of death.
True. Damn.
Now, express...
Casually Explained is just bossing this. It's interesting because the student loan question is really... It's really bad. It's really bad. Because, like, when kids are filling out the student loans, I feel like they're just too young often to understand what they're actually signing up for. And they don't take into account what they're actually going to be. This made me feel so old going through this video. I feel so old right now talking about this and, like, explaining it. But they never think about, like, okay, well, when I get this degree, what's my earning potential going to be? Like, how much money am I going to be able to make once I have the job that this degree enables me to get? I don't think kids even get to the point where they think, okay, well, what job is this degree going to enable me to get? I know I didn't. Like, I got really lucky. I didn't have to end up taking out student loans, but I didn't consider those factors. I was 17 when I graduated. I wasn't ready to. So it's insane that, like, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds are signing up for tens of thousands of dollars of debt when they can't even consider that. And it's insane. So if you are that young, please, for your sake, if you're going through it, think about what, like, just from I know it's not sexy. I know it's not what you're taught. Just follow your heart, follow your dreams. Well, guess what? If you do that and you don't consider the money, the debt's going to follow you for the rest of your life. So think through the finances of where you're going to school, what you're going to school for, and consider, like, maybe art history, unless you have a specific career path that it's going to enable you to go into, which there are. But if you want to get one of those jobs, you have to specifically target one of those jobs and do things that help you get those jobs, like internships, like specific programs, or volunteer work in order to build a resume, so you don't just have the degree to differentiate yourself. But that being said, now I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Wesley. If you guys want to see more reactions, make sure you subscribe down below. Casually Explained, man. I felt super casual. I was just hanging out with my boy Casually Explained, who's more stick figure-y than most, but still a really great homie. So I will see you guys later. Take care of yourself. And we are planning to start live streaming on this channel soon, so subscribe down below for that so we can actually watch videos together. So I love you guys. Take care of yourself and have a beautiful day. Bye!